of us. The recording will be shared later on by our president on our special Venus YouTube channel. So without further ado, I would like to invite our President Yiven to do the opening speech. Yiven, time is yours.
Thank you, Toastmasters Redno. Good evening, everyone. Tonight's theme is Mom Powerhouse. Okay, I know half of Venus member, we are half single, and then half are with family with children. But regardless whether you have kids or not, I think in general, women, we are a powerhouse, right? Our body is a powerhouse. It's built to nurture, to carry a kid. And then every month we have to go through a very weird cycle that bring us through emotional turmoil. And sometimes when people don't understand this, you will be labeled as, oh, this person is crazy or going through some emotional problem, not stable in controlling her emotions, all these kind of negative labels, maybe I would say. All ladies, when I was doing research about gynae, menopause, and also women's sickness, I realized that women are prone to more disease compared to our men counterpart. For example, if you are a lady, you are carrying a children, so the children will absorb all of the calcium from your body. So then your bone will be weaker, and when you grow old, like my mom, the bone, the knees is no longer working very well. And regardless you're having kids or not, our reproductive organ also have higher chance to develop cancers. And all of these are silent threats, right? And often they go unnoticed until it is too late. But what we can do is, for women helping women, is we want to spread awareness. We want to let all ladies to know that early detection, we can save lives. And we want to spread this awareness by bringing Dr. Anuradha from Beacon Hospital today to tell us what is gynae cancer and what can we do to prevent. And then if we accidentally got this disease, what are the things that we can do for treatment? Many years ago, my mother also has a cyst inside her ovary. So one part, I think it has been removed, okay? No reason, it's just out of nowhere. She already had my sister before having my brother. So one of her ovaries also has been removed. And then later on, after when she was moving into, I think, early 40s or mid 40s, okay? Again, there's another cyst. I believe it's part of the uterus or wherever. Back then, I wasn't aware of all these kind of things. So compared to males, right? Only the reproductive organ itself is bringing us a lot of problem. So I wish tonight's session, we will bring more awareness of ladies, okay? First thing, bring awareness of the early detections, okay? With knowledge, we can help to prevent things. The second thing is to encourage more empathy among women, okay? Please, for women, we have to support women. And if there's any male counterparts here, I hope this session will help. Someone muted me. Okay, that's all for my opening speech. Back to you, TOE.
Thank you, President Yiven. Next, I would like to invite our TOE for the night. But before that, I will share my screen again. Okay. So I would like to invite our TOE for the night, Mehong. Mehong, time is yours.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Venus Toastmasters Club. It's wonderful to see so many of you here with us today, because we also got a special guest for today. So, right now, can we jump to the next slide? Okay, before we start our meeting, let me talk a little bit about what is Toastmasters. I would like to share with you all what is a Toastmaster history here. Toastmasters International is a non-profit educational organization that build confidence and teach public speaking skills through a worldwide network of clubs that meet online and in person. This club is organized by Ralph C. Smedley. Though the first meeting is held in the YMCA building on October 22nd, 1924. So now it's almost more than 270,000 members in 150 countries. There is more than 14,000 clubs here. So last year we celebrated 100 years. This year is 101 years. Wow. So the club mission is we provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. So let me share with you a little bit about our club, Venus Toastmaster Club. We are chartered on 21st June 2021. This is the all-ladies club in District 51. Our mission is to empower and support women to improve communication and leadership skills. We have proudly achieved President Distinguished Club, 2% pathway adoption, and we got quite a few triple crown achiever. As you can see in the pictures, we got a lot of our yearly gathering, our yearly trip gathering. So if anyone, this year we also will organize one in July. Yeah. So now I would like to talk to share with you how does a Toastmaster Club meeting work. Okay. So in Toastmaster Club, the meeting will have 3 sessions. We call it P-I-E. P, prepare speech. I, impromptu speech. And E stand for evaluation. Now I would like to introduce a role player for tonight. First, I would like to introduce our timer. Our timer for today is Eva. Eva, you can
Hi.
explain your role as the timer.
Good afternoon, good evening, everyone, fellow Toastmaster and guests. As a timer for today, I will take the time to check your time, table topics, formal speech, and the evaluation. I will also alert each speaker of the day the time they left using green, yellow, red cards, which denotes the specific time remaining. For example, table topic speaker should limit their remarks not more than 2 minutes. So at 1 minute, I will raise the green card. 1 minute, 30 seconds, I will raise the yellow card. At 2 minutes, I will raise the red card. And for the speech, prepared speech is 4 to 6 minutes in length. At 4 minutes, I will raise the green. 5 minutes, I raise the yellow, and 6 will raise the red. And for the rest, will be 5 to 7 minutes in length. 5 minutes, I raise 5, I raise green. 6 minutes, I raise yellow. 7, I raise red. Okay. So for evaluations, it's 2 to 3 minutes. At 2 minutes, I will raise the green. 2 minutes and 30 seconds, I will raise the yellow. And at 3 minutes, I raise the red card. Okay, thank you, Madam Toastmaster. Back to you.
Thank you, our timer, Eva. All right, next I would like to invite our art counter Hui Yin to explain her role. Art counter.
Thank you, TOE. Today, as art counter, I will listen for overused words, including and, well, but, so, and you know. I will also listen for filler words, including and I will also note when a speaker repeats a word or phrase such as I, or this means. At the end of the meeting, I will report the number of times that each speaker used this expression. Thank you, TOE.
Thank you, Hui Yin. Okay, so this will be the first part of the meeting, of the Toastmasters meeting, like just now what I mentioned. PIE, this is the first part. So before we start this pathway project, I would like to we got a lot of guests today, so thank you for joining. I see Janet. Hi Janet, Wei Ting, Ida, Catherine. Then I see Katerina from Victor, welcome. Cherry, Shakira. Then I saw YFG, Catherine Paul. Everyone, welcome to Venus Club. All right. So now I would like to start with our prepared speech session. Our first speaker, we only have one prepared speech for today. Is our speaker will be Alicia Lim, and her speech evaluator will be Reno. Reno, can you read out speech purpose for Alicia?
Thank you very much. I would like to ask for some help here because I'm also the Zoom master. Please spotlight me or Lisa or whoever the speaker, and also the timer whenever we speak. Thank you very much. My name is Retno and I will be the evaluation for Enlisa Lim. Enlisa Lim will be delivering a speech called You and Me, and the duration is between 5 to 7 minutes. The purpose of this speech is for Enlisa to identify her primary leadership style or styles, and also for her to share some aspect of her primary leadership style or disguised leadership style in general. Elisa Lim, you and me, and Lisa Lim. Time is yours.
Thank you, Reno. Good evening, fellow Toastmaster and guests. Let me start with a simple truth. Leadership always begins with at least two persons. Two persons is you and me. It cannot be only me leading myself. Correct me if I'm wrong. Recently, I had a special first-time experience. I voted in Singapore general election. It was eye-opening. Different party publicity hanging around the community, then watching the rally, hearing the speech, seeing all the leaders standing up, not to show off, but to serve. Each one with a different voice, but the same purpose, to say to people, you mattered. I'm here for you. That moment made me reflect deeply. What does the leadership really mean? Is it all about power, giving orders, being in charge, or it is something simple and harder, like learning how to lead between you and me? Leadership often sounds like a big words. It's actually a start very small with you and me. You are the team member, you are the club member, you are the volunteer, the voice with fresh idea, me, the leader with experience and responsibility, and a long to-do list. You are curious and caution. You come with an inspiration and come with expectation. You and me, we start in a different place, but that's where leadership begins. You and me is a beginning of leadership story, where I learned the most. In my role working as a comms and media person in my church, I'm not only preparing the design and the video, I manage volunteer as well. Not just the task, it's the people. And I realized my natural leadership style is democratic. That means you have a voice, like the election. You have the voice. You are not here to follow instruction like a robot. You are here to bring ideas, creativity, and suggestions. I guide you, I teach you, I share what I have known, but I don't block what you bring to the committee or the club. Because you and me is the conversation. It's not a command. But leadership isn't always soft. It's also about result. That's where my pace setting side kick in. I'm a perfectionist. I run project like I'm playing the Super Mario, dun 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 dun, hitting the get the awards and hitting deadlines like killing the turtle. I have timeline, standard, routine. When I was serving as a designer for annual conference 2 years back, one of the leader asking me use work file to design. Hello, excuse me? Asking a designer to use Word file design? Oh, no way. Now I know why I'm so angry at that time, because I setting a high standard of performance. I set timeline. I keep high standard. I finish when I start, because I believe excellence build trust. You might feel some of my peers here or some of the member, you might feel the pace is fast, but that's because I believe in you. You have the potential. You can make it done. You and me move fast and move well together. And deeper still in this truth, I lead because I care. That is my altruistic side. Now serving as a vice president membership in Venus Toastmaster, my role isn't just to track member and then to bring new member. It's to grow with the people. I stand here not someone who's make it, but someone who still need growing. I still growing. And I hope that when you look at me, you are not just look at the leader, you see a possibility. If I can do this, so can you. So as a reflect on my leadership journey, top 3 of my leadership style is democratic, pace setting, and altruistic. In the journey, I thought it was just you and me. I guide, you follow. I bring experience, you learn. But now I see, I lead, but we are the team. I have experience, I have expectation, but we make this happen. I bring my experience, but we turn the idea into reality. So, Toastmaster, if today you are still thinking what you should lead or what you should serve in Venus Toastmaster, please reach out to the president for the next workshop, or please reach out to Risan for the next exco you like to try. So the last, what started is as you and me became something greater, I and we. Thank you. Back to you, TOE.
Thank you, Anisha. That's a very inspiring speech about leadership. Now we know a little bit more about your leadership style and how your leadership style makes you a better person for now. All right. Okay. So we only have one prepared speech session for today. Now we will jump to the second part of the meeting, which is the impromptu session. This impromptu session will lead by Xiaotung, the topic master today.
Hello. Good evening, fellow Toastmaster. Hello.
Hi, Chilson. You can on your video.
No, I on my video already, but then can see me.
Cannot see your face.
I think you accidentally press the camera button on your keyboard.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Or you have covered your camera?
She's up. Okay. Shelton, you can just show the screen if possible. Okay. In the
You're
meantime,
there?
right? Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, I think Sheldon is sharing the screen.
All right. In the meantime, right, I just want to give a shout out. Dr. Anuradha is already here. Thank you for joining in early. At the moment, we are the session now is the impromptu speech session, whereby Xiaozhen will be showing some of the impromptu topics, and then the speakers who volunteer or whoever that got voluntold will be challenged to speak on their feet and then give a speech for 2 minutes, an impromptu speech that lasts maximum for 2 minutes. And the theme for tonight is Mom Powerhouse. So one of the questions already been leaked here in front of us. What is the most powerful lessons you have learned from your mom, right? So whoever that got this topic will have to give an impromptu speech for 2 hours, for 2 minutes and 2 hours.
Yeah, any volunteer here? Shall we take a few? Any guests that you want to try? While Sheldon still solving her technical issues.
Yeah. Anyone
Is
has a
Pei
good relationship with their mother?
is Pei Ling volunteer in the
Oh, yeah, Pei Ling,
Okay.
you like to try?
Yeah.
Hi.
Pei Ling is here.
Hi.
I get the wrong questions already.
It's okay, you can do it. Let's go.
Go, Pei Ling, you can do it.
Where is the timer?
Okay,
Timer
I'll
is
I'm
Eva.
here. Yeah, I'm here. Yeah. When you're ready, I'll just start, okay?
Oh,
So
okay.
you're given 2 minutes. So I will show you the we call it the traffic light. So you see greens, meaning it's 1 minute. Yeah. And then 1.5 seconds is yellow, and then by endings is in red. But if you're over time, it's fine, yeah. Take your time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Excuse me. Can you please stop sharing, Stefan? Thank you.
I'm not sharing. It's from Xiaozhen.
Okay, Pei Ling. So the question will be, what's the most powerful lesson you have learned from your mom? What's the most powerful lesson you have learned from your mom, Pei Ling?
What's the most powerful lesson you have learned from your mom? Well, I think we learned a lot from our moms, include the good one and the bad one. So the good one is, I think my mom is a very good person. She do a lot of good deeds. But today I also want to talk about the bad lesson. The bad lesson is, I think my mom, she complained too much. So what I can do is I try to learn that she has complained too much, and I try to not to complain. I try to appreciate more. Because you see, a lot of parents like our age, like they were like baby boomers, they don't really understand or trying to understand their next generation's thought. They were still in their era. So a lot of things have changed. And if you didn't get to update yourself or improve your but please don't pull your next generation to stay together with you. That's what I'm thinking of. Because especially for those baby boomers, to them, most important thing to them is to eat, to sleep well, and the basic things. But a lot of things they don't really understand, and they tend to complain much. So what I'm trying to do is stop complaining and start appreciating. Especially, don't complain to your children when they were young, because it become a bad habit, and people would tend to feel that it's suffer. So let's believe that this is a good word and appreciate more. Thank you.
Thank you, Helen, just in time for your speech. Very good. You talk about your mother, right? Don't complain, because it will create childhood trauma to your next generation. Same as me. Yeah, it's just that when we grow up, we will start to appreciate where they're coming from in this case. Thank you so much for sharing on your impromptu speech, okay, about the mom powerhouse. Now, I have total 6 questions here. Number 4 already been taken away. Can I have the second volunteer, please? Come on, come on. Out of
Can I
time.
try?
Yes.
Even the slide is showing the question, even.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Which
This is good.
numbers?
Number 7, please.
Number 7. Okay, one moment.
Let me try to switch on my camera.
Okay. What kind of mom powerhouse do you aspire to be? What kind of mom powerhouse
Okay.
do you aspire to be?
Hi. Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. Table Topic Master. I'm Ida from Afin TMC. This is a very hard question for me to answer. First and foremost, I just need to let you guys know why I'm so interested to join this meeting is because Dr. Anuradha was my doctor last year. So I had a procedure, and right now, I mean, from that procedure onwards, I cannot have kids on my own. However, if I were to be given the opportunity to be like an instant mom, I think like many Asians, we would want to be the tiger mom because just like how our mom raised us, we are inspired to drive our kids to reach their full potential and also to always strive for excellence because we believe that every generation should upgrade themselves from one generation to another. So back to the question, if I were to be given the opportunity to become a mom, I would definitely become the typical Asian tiger mom. Back to you.
Thank you for sharing, Ida, for being tiger mom. I think all Asian mom would become a tiger mom regardless because you have high expectation of the kid. Unless you just untie and then let them grow, let them be happy in I would say. Okay, I would like to have the third volunteer, please. Sorry, I'm a little bit octopus at the back end. I will need to share screen. So someone, if you are volunteering, please voice out. Anyone? Come on, it's mom powerhouse. You are not mom, also you're a powerhouse, okay? Because we are strong women. Okay. Yes.
Hi, Ewan.
Mm.
Yeah, Eva will be the next for the third person. I will
Awesome.
time myself, okay?
Okay.
But I
So
cannot change the background, yeah?
don't curi
Okay.
ya belakang. Okay, what number
I can
you want?
time.
We can time for me. Thank you. Okay,
What
number 7. Somebody 7 taken already?
Just now was number 7, I think. Yeah. For taken 7 took away already.
Then I'll just take number 5 then.
Number 5. Okay. What are your most excited experience? I think what are your most exciting experience as a mother? Experiencing as a mother.
Okay, let's start right now. So good evening, everyone. For your information, I have a daughter, and when I carry her, it's very exciting, to be honest, because I do not know what is going to happen next. For example, I bought the wrong baby bait. I used the wrong diaper and causing her almost die, to be honest, because rashes, and she got a lot allergic. I breastfeed her until she's 4 years old. This is not exciting at all. But I think exciting part is that she always gives me troubles, with her health. And hence, I take care of her with a lot of excitement every day. Until today, she is 9 years old, still give me a lot of excitement. For example, 2 days ago, I received a message. The person turned out to be a scammer, say that my daughter is dating someone. Can you imagine when you receive this kind of message? It's totally caused me a lot of, can say, trauma. but the more I read the message, the more I feel weird about that person. So confirm it's a scammer. Yeah. So imagine this kind of excitement is something that you do not want, of course. That when the excited part is being a mom, is that she's come from my body, come out from my body. They always say she's the mini you. She is you. So if I'm excited, she's excited as well. If I'm sad, she's sad as well. So this part is quite, I can say, challenging, being a mom. They also call us different names: tiger moms, lion moms. It is not so excited at all. I feel, should we say we are proud, June? I think tiger mom is okay, because I myself don't declare I'm a tiger mom, but because my surname is Chin, they used to call me Tiger Chin. Yeah, this is not something to be excited about. But the good thing is that until today, I feel excited every day because I have her with me every day. So I bring her to see you all, okay? During our Goping trip, then you can see how naughty is this girl, okay? You all can slap her if you want. If she do something wrong, okay? Don't give her any face. But she is going to be good girl, she promised. Okay, over to you, back to you. Ewan, that's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing your exciting or exhilarating journey as a mother, right? Although I'm not a mother, but sometimes I feel the reason why we want to have our own child is to really see a human being from a baby and then see them grow up. It's a very nurturing journey. I realize that although I don't have it myself, but I realize why people want to have child is because the journey itself is very, it's worth 1,000. So thanks for your sharing. Very exciting journey. We still have, I think, 2 more minutes. Okay. Shall we take a group photo, or we can take one more? Anyone would like to take one more?
Can I take one more?
Okay, June, another mother.
Number 1.
Okay. What is the most unexpected strength, wow, you have discovered in yourself since becoming a mom? Okay, over to you, June.
One of the unexpected strength that I realized after being a mom, I think definitely would be patience. Yeah, I think many ladies here, we will tend to be multitasking, right? So we are good at handling a lot of things in our daily life, at work, at home. But when it comes to children, we also expect them to be able to multitask at times. So, well, it turns out to be, and I have 3 kids, right? So everyone has different character, especially my youngest one is a boy. Boy and girl are very different, right? So the boys cannot take more than two things. I can guarantee many of the parents here would agree with me, right? So whenever I assign him or reminded my son, what is your today morning and afternoon, what are the tasks, or we have to keep him remind on a lot of things. Definitely when it comes back, the report cards or he will revert saying that he didn't do this or that. So it really trained my patient day after day. So, but now that I look back, I think that is also another value or another strength that I have developed over the times. And it also helped me to pause at times. I think it's important. Sometimes you need to be present and one conversation at a time. And you also need to slow down to listen to what they want to say. I think that is also gaining the understanding and also the respect. So I think overall, become a parent, it is very challenging, yet it is rewarding. So back to you, Ewan. Thank you.
Thank you, June, for sharing another perspective as a mother, right? You also have not mentioned about the challenge and also the patience you develop talking to teenagers, especially teenage girls. At the rebellious side, okay, growing up, there's a lot of challenge that as a mother will have to anticipate along the journey. And it's not like 1 year, it's like 18 or maybe 25 years or more. Yeah. That is why Mom is a super house and it suits to our team, Mom Super House today. Thank you to all of our 4 speakers. And I would like to invite everyone to turn on your camera because we would want to have a quick group photos before we pass the floor to Pepe to facilitate the sessions of gynae cancer with Dr. Anuradha from Beacon Hospital. So please turn on your camera, ladies. Yay.
Okay. Thank you. Let me see if I think we need to have 2 photos taken because we have 18. And anybody could help me with meeting new please, or new participants. Thank you. Are you ready, ladies? Right. Show your pretty face. 1, 2, 3. Thank you. Let me. Okay, another one. I think I need to go to the other page. Okay, let me see the second one. Okay, everybody smile. 1, 2, 3. Thank you. Okay, and we are done. Thank you, Yvonne.
Thank you. All right, since Dr. Anuradha is already here. Hi, doctor.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. Thank you so much for joining
Thank
in.
you.
Yes. I will pass the floor to you, Pepe.
Okay, sure. Thank you, Evan. Okay, good evening to all the fellow Toastmaster and guests. My name is Pei Pei, and I'm your TOE session for tonight's health sharing session. So to begin with, right, we are very pleased to extend a warm welcome to our guests from Beacon Hospital, Miss Katrina Low and Dr. Anuradha tonight. So please join me to give them a round of applause for joining us tonight. Okay, so this evening we are very honored to have Dr. Anuradha with us to share her valuable insights on a topic that's very important to every woman, gynae cancer, and what every woman should know. Before we begin, let me just briefly introduce about her. Dr. Anuradha brings with her over 15 years of experience in the field, and she's a passionate advocate for women's health and cancer awareness. She specialized in gynecological-oncology surgery and has played a key role in promoting awareness of women's health issues in Malaysia. She holds a medical degree from Ames University and a specialized qualification from the Royal College of Obstetrics and Gynecology, UK. And currently, she serves as a resident doctor at Beacon Hospital. Outside her professional life, Dr. Anuradha is also very active in social media, where she continues to share knowledge and inspire others. In her personal time, she enjoys traveling and spending quality time with her loved one, something that she believes this will keep her balanced and grounded in both life and work. And with that, please join me in welcoming Dr. Anuradha to proceed with her sharing. Over to you, Doctor.
Thank you. Thank you very much for the introduction. So I can share the screen, yeah? Okay, good evening, everyone. So I'm a consultant gynecologist and a gynecology-oncology surgeon. So I did fellowship in Malaysia after my MRCOG. What gynaecology-oncology means is I handle all the gynae cancers. So I do surgery for the gynae cancers. And I'm also licensed to give chemotherapy for gynae cancers. Okay, so let's start with what are the latest statistics in Malaysia currently. Okay, so this is the National Cancer Registry. Okay, as you can see, these are common female cancers. So breast cancer has always been number one. Okay, and number two common female cancer is colon cancer. Okay, but the number three, number four have been changed for the last few years. Okay, in a female gynae cancer, 10 years ago, number one was cervical cancer. Okay, number two was cervical cancer. Then, if you can see from 2012 to 2016, cervical cancer dropped to number three. And the recent data shows the cervical cancer dropped to number six. This is why, because there is a prevention method and cervical cancer is preventable, which you will know later why. And the uterine cancer has increased in the past few years. Okay, so now uterine cancer has increased, ovarian cancer has increased. The only good news is the cervical cancer reduced. Okay, so the most common female cancers are this. Now, before we go into female cancers, you have to know the organs, our reproductive organs. Okay, so we have uterus, the uterine body. This is the lining of the womb, the cavity, and the cervix. Cervix, even though it's connected to the uterus, we call it as a different organ as a gynae, the cervix. And then we have the ovary, and we have the fallopian tube, where you ovulate and your oocyte will go here, and your sperm meet here, and that's where fertilization occurs here, and then implantation of embryo occurs here. So the female cancer can arise from your uterus, from the uterine cavity, uterus body, from your cervix, from your ovary or tube. Now, as I said, the most common gynae cancer now is the uterine cancer or the endometrial cancer. Endometrial means the lining of the womb. Okay, so this is how an endometrial cancer will look like. Actually, I have a lot of real surgical specimens, but I always don't share to the public audience. It's always for the doctor's audience. If not, you'll all get scared, you know. So this is how, if a cancer arises from the lining of the womb, and this is how a cancer arises from the muscle, the body of the uterus, womb. Now, who has the risk for getting this uterine cancer or the lining of the womb cancer? Obesity is a risk factor. That's why I think why the uterine cancer is increasing now. Okay, what happens is when you are obese, when you have a high body fat percentage, the fat cell will turn into hormone. So you have excessive estrogen stimulation in your body. So excessive estrogen stimulation in your uterus increases the risk of you getting uterine cancer. And nulliparity means you never got pregnant. Because why? You always been getting a period. So when you get pregnant, you don't get period for the 9 months, you know. So, and the estrogen hormone goes down. So it reduces your risk. And that's why if you never got pregnant before, it's one of the risk factors. Now, polycystic ovarian syndrome, it's a endocrine problem, it's a hormonal problem. It's very common nowadays. where a lot of young girls, starting young girls and stuff, are getting polycystic ovarian syndrome. It is due to hormonal imbalance, where it increases, causes insulin resistance, and you will put on weight as well, and you will have period irregularities because of PCOS. And diabetes is a known risk factor for endometrial cancer. HNPCC means this is a genetic condition. That means if your family has a high risk, you must know what are the cancers your blood-related families has, okay? If they have endometrial cancer or uterine cancer, ovarian cancer, colon cancer, this can be genetic, yeah? So a genetic condition called Lynch syndrome can also cause a risk factor for endometrial cancer. Of course, as you increase in age, you can get endometrial cancer. However, my youngest patient I have treated for this cancer is 21 years old, okay, and the oldest patient is 70 plus, okay. So I've seen both range of young and old and having all this cancer. Now, what are the most common symptoms? Unfortunately, it can be something simple like just your heavy period. Your period is prolonged. Yeah, you know, this can be as simple as this. So that's why many women present late to see the gynecologist because they think it is just a period problem, stress problem. That's why my period is very heavy. That's why my period is long, non-stop for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, maybe because I'm stressed. That's why I'm having this period change. But unfortunately, it can be a sign of cancer. And if once you have menopause, okay, menopause means 1 year you never got your period, that means you're already menopause. So after your menopause, you suddenly started having bleeding. It is also not normal. So it is also one of the signs of cancer. So many women present late because of this symptom. They take it very lightly. So I will always advise if you have any abnormal bleeding, please go and see a gynecologist. And if the cancer has advanced, then you can have pelvic pain, discharge, in between your period, have in between bleeding or irregular bleeding, and painful during sex, and of course, unexpected weight loss, and feeling of a mass in your tummy. And many women, when there's a mass in the tummy, they always think, oh, I thought I put on weight. So they don't really think there is something wrong going on. Now, what is the management of endometrial cancer? So, how can we diagnose this cancer? There is no screening method, okay? There is no, prevention is of course lifestyle. As you can see, the risk factor, one of the risk factors is obesity. Healthy lifestyle is it's something that we have to advocate for prevention of any cancer, okay? So, there is no screening method for endometrial cancer or uterine cancer. So any patients who come with abnormal bleeding, the gynae will usually do an ultrasound and see is there any abnormality inside your womb. If the gynae sees some abnormality, we will do a biopsy. And that after the biopsy only we can confirm whether you're having a cancer or not. So once you confirm cancer from the biopsy, then the next will be imaging. It can be a CT scan with plus minus MRI. And with the imaging, we roughly will do a staging. And the mainstay of treatment is surgery. Unfortunately, if the cancer is inside the uterus, you have to remove the uterus. Okay. So if it's cancer is arising from reproductive organ, you have to remove your female reproductive organ. So there's no other way around it. Okay. So, and depending after the surgery only will confirm what stage is this cancer. Okay. If it's in a very early stage, surgery is only treatment you require. Then after that, you just follow up. However, if it is stage 2 or stage 3, you will require a radiotherapy. Stage 3, you require radiotherapy and chemotherapy. Advanced stage 4, recurrent, may need added immunotherapy. Immunotherapy means it is the cancer cells attacks our immune cells. So we strengthen our immune cells to attack these cancer cells. That's what we call this immunotherapy. Now, ovarian cancer are most commonly known as the silent killer. Because why? Usually patients do not have symptoms at all. And 50% of the time when it's diagnosed is advanced already. Okay. Now, who are at increased risk of getting ovarian cancer? If you have family history of breast, ovarian, or colon cancer, you may have a hereditary gene to have this cancer, or your own body can go through a genetic mutations. Okay, any unhealthy lifestyle of your body DNA can go through mutations, and that can cause any cancer. And though, of course, postmenopausal is a risk and increased age is a risk. However, I have seen many young women. Even last week, I diagnosed a 35 years old lady. My youngest ovarian cancer patient is 13 years old. Okay, and she didn't make it. So as I see, I've seen a lot of younger patients are getting cancer. And I don't know, it could be because of environment, food, unhealthy lifestyle. Now, if it's in an early stage, very mild symptoms, maybe abdominal bloating, some pelvic pain, feeling full quickly when eating. Frequent urination is because there's a mass inside, maybe it's compressing on your bladder. That's why causing you to have frequent urination. But most of the women will think it's just maybe a UTI, urinary infection. So the pain is not specific. The symptom is not specific. If the cancer has been advanced, very advanced ovarian cancer, you may have changes in your bowel habit. That means suddenly you diarrhea, suddenly constipation, suddenly loose stool, suddenly diarrhea. Very alternate bowel habits. This can be a sign. Or you feel distended, your tummy is distended with a fluid inside, actually because the cancer cells is forming fluid. Or there is a huge ovarian tumor inside, also can have abdominal distension and back pain because of the pelvic mass. Of course, there is no way by an imaging or by an ultrasound we can know whether this is cancer or not. But usually an experienced gynecologist can know by an ultrasound. This looks suspicious. So what is the next step? We will ask you all to take a blood test, cancer markers. But still, 50% of the time in early stage ovarian cancer, the cancer markers will be normal. So cancer markers are also not specific, but if it's high and high, then it confirms it shows towards cancer. And the imaging will help further whether this is cancer or not. However, cancer markers and imaging are not 100%. The only way we can know this is cancer or not by surgery. Okay, there's no way you can take a biopsy because ovarian tumor, just say it's like a balloon inside filled with the fluid and stones or something hard inside. That's so if you take a biopsy, it will pecah and it will spread. So usually there's no way we can take a biopsy from the ovarian mass per se. So usually surgery is the mainstay. So depending on the fertility age, whether if patient is very young, usually we'll just take out the ovary one side first and do a full staging surgery and see first what is the report says. So only after we taking out the specimen and send to lab, then only we can confirm this is cancer or not. There's no other way we can confirm it. Okay. And depending on the stage, if it is earlier stage 1A, 1B, then surgery alone is the treatment. If it's 1C and more, chemotherapy is the treatment. Yeah. So stage 3, stage 4 ovarian cancer, we will add targeted therapy, we will add immunotherapy. Now, cervical cancer. So this is the cervix. So the cervix is only can be visualized from your vagina. Okay. Now, the risk factor for cervical cancer is number 1 is human papilloma virus, known as HPV. So anybody who have sex can get this HPV infection. Any woman, okay, any couple, 90% of the time you will have this and you will not have any symptoms because it's a common infection. But if you have unhealthy lifestyle, very weak immune system, then this virus will sit for so many years in the cervix, then it causes abnormal cells, then pre-cancer cells, and then eventually cancer. So it takes time for it to become cancer. So how we can prevent this is number 1 by HPV vaccination. So it's good that Malaysia is one of the first in the Asia country to start national immunization HPV for 13 years old schoolgirls. We are one of the first from 2010. So I truly believe because of the awareness of HPV vaccination and been giving vaccine since 2010, the cervical cancer have reduced tremendously. So that means the vaccination helps. So HPV vaccination is the primary prevention. Number two, even if you had vaccine, you still have to do a pap smear. Yeah. So pap smear is for those who already sexually active. Yeah. Not for us single virgin ladies. So once you have sex after 21 years old, you must do a pap smear screening every 3 years. Once you are 25 and above for 30 years old, you can add HPV test or do HPV test alone. So HPV test is to detect the culprit that causes this cancer. Okay. If your HPV is negative, you just have to do every 5 years. So the cervical screening is once you had sex from the age of 21 years old up to age 65 years old. Okay. So many women, once they lost their husband or they are divorced or something, they say, I'm not sexually active. But you have been sexually active before. So even if you had sex one time, you have to do cervical screening. Yeah. Up to age of 65. Now, what are the symptoms of cervical cancer? So as I said, it takes many years to develop the cancer. So very early cancer, early stage of cancer, there's no symptoms at all. Okay, once you have symptoms, that means it's already advanced cancer. Okay, so what are the symptoms? Bleeding between your periods or after menopause, bleeding that is longer than usual, bleeding after intercourse, pain during intercourse, pelvic pain during urination, need to urinate more often. That means there's a mass compressing. Any abnormal vaginal discharge, any abnormal smelly discharge, or weight loss. Weight loss means it's already very advanced cancer. The management, when patient comes with, if the patient comes when they do a pap smear and the pap smear shows abnormal cells, we can, if we do a biopsy, it comes as pre-cancer, we can treat it before it becomes cancer. But if the woman never do cervical screening, okay, and develop into a cancer, a growth in the cervix, then we have to do biopsy. Once the biopsy confirms it's cancer, of course, next is imaging. And cervical cancer is a bit different. Surgery is not the main treatment, but if surgery can be done, means it's your curative. That means it's only surgery can be only done for stage 1 and very early stage 2. Only we can do surgery. So late stage 2 and above, we don't touch the patient. We straight away do radiotherapy and some chemotherapy. And very advanced cervical cancer is immunotherapy. So it is sad, cervical cancer should not be happening because it is preventable. Now, vulva cancer, I've been seeing quite a few for the last few years, as young as 25 years old, 35 years old, 45 years old. So if there's any lumps or bumps, please don't ignore this. Any non-healing lumps or bumps in your private part or the external genitalia of female. Okay, what could be the symptom? Persistent itching, bleeding or unusual discharge, soreness, burning sensation, a lump or mass. A lump or mass that is not healing. Don't just go keep buying medicine from the pharmacy, applying yourself. But I've also seen GP has been treating it and never referred for a biopsy. So that is quite sad. So anything unusual symptoms, please, if you're not happy with the first doctor, you go ahead and have a second opinion. Okay. So the risk factor is the lichen sclerosis, one of the skin condition where the private part is all thinned out and very white, and it's more common for postmenopausal lady. And of course, increasing age is a risk. And if you have a HPV or HIV infection, you have a risk factor to get this. Of course, family history of melanoma or skin cancer. So how to prevent all this? Quit smoking, get HPV vaccine, and the regular screening. This is regular screening. The regular screening is not talking about is only for the screening of the cervix. There is no regular screening for the vulva. But of course, when you see your gynae frequently, of course, they're going to examine you as a whole. But At home, when you see yourself, make sure you know your body, make sure you know your skin, because any unusual things, you the one have to suspect something and go and seek medical attention. So the management, of course, we take a biopsy, surgery. If it's a small lump, we just remove the lump and we stitch it. But if it's a very major, it involves the plastic surgeon as well, because we're going to remove a very huge part of tissue, and then we have to do a flap, and it can be very, very, very painful. So if there's any small lump or bump, please go and seek a gynecologist. And of course, the other thing is radiotherapy. If it's advanced or mid stage of this cancer. Yeah. Thank you. So,
Thank
is there any questions?
Yeah, thank you, Doctor. I think there are a few questions from the floor. Maybe I can read out for you. Okay, number one is
Okay.
how to know or differentiate the normal bleeding and abnormal bleeding.
Okay, so you must know your menses first. You must understand your menstrual. So if it's good, if you can have a menstrual app, that will be the best to record your bleeding days. So usually if you have regular menses, you have regular days of flow. So if it's always been 3 to 5 days, so it's always 3 to 5 days. Suddenly now it happened 7 days, 10 days, 14 days, the bleeding is not stopping. You're continuously having bleeding and you have a lot of blood clots. Before this, you only need to use 2 or 3 pads per day. Now you have to change the pads every 2 hours. So that is not normal. Yeah. So when you anything out of your ordinary, then you have to go and seek medical attention.
Sure. Okay. The second question, is it a cause for concern if there is bleeding in between 2 period cycles once in a blue moon?
Okay. Okay. If every 2-3 months once, 2-3 months once, it still is not normal. Once in a blue, once a year means that is fine. But it's still, if you are sexually active, the first thing I will do is make sure you have done a pap smear. Yeah. So sometimes it can be just a vaginal infection, or it can be because of some cervix problem, or it could be some polyp sitting in the cervix there, So you will not know unless you go and have a check.
Sure. Okay.
Sorry,
Thank
hold
you.
on. Yep.
Okay. Okay, we'll come to the third question. Does it mean if no sex in lifetime, then there's no need to take smear?
Yes. So if the only way the HPV can get is at least if you have skin to skin contact with the external genitalia, the HPV can be there over the skin, but otherwise you will not get HPV infection, so you don't need to do cervical smear. If you're virgin, you never had penetration at all, there's no need to do a pap smear.
Okay. Okay. We'll move on to the next question. Does a hysterectomy eliminate persistent HPV?
If your hysterectomy is total hysterectomy, there's a subtotal and total. Subtotal meaning they're left behind the cervix. Okay, if a total hysterectomy means remove the cervix. So if you had a total hysterectomy and the report comes back the cervix is normal, you don't need cervical screening anymore.
Okay, sure. Okay, we'll move to the next question again. I got my HPV when I was 17. Should I get another jab now? How frequent we should get the vaccine to ensure vaccine protection?
You only need once in your lifetime. Okay. So according to the company, if it's less than 14 years old, 1 dose is enough. But more than 14 years old is according to the company, the drug company, which is 2 or 3 doses. Usually they advise 3 doses. Okay, if you've completed the 3 doses, you don't need to repeat anymore. However, now the WHO says even 1 dose is enough, at least. But if you have never taken vaccine and you have the opportunity to take, I will advise take the 3 doses. So you can take HPV vaccination from the age of 9 up to age of 45. And please advise your male partner to take the vaccine as well. Okay? The HPV vaccination should be for boys and girls. However, like in UK, Australia, US, they give for both the school girls and boys. However, our budget are tight. We only give for girls. And there's no way we can test HPV for male. There's no test available until now. There's only test available for female. So I will always advise, if you can, ask your male partner to take the HPV vaccination as well.
Okay, thank you, doctor. We'll move on. I am 65 and not sexually active. Will I still get cancer?
You're 65?
And not sexually active. Will I still get cancer?
You may not get cervical cancer, but you may get uterine cancer and ovarian cancer. You know how many times I've diagnosed cancer from a health screening? You know, patient just came, go to health screening, just incidentally found the cancer marker is high. They did an ultrasound, noted a mass, and they referred to me, and I've diagnosed the ovarian cancer. I've already seen few, you know. So I will always advise, once you're more than 19, 20 years old, do a, you know, in an early young age, you have no family history of cancer, do at least 2 yearly screening. You know, after 30 years old, make sure you do yearly screening. And after 40 years old, all female must do mammogram, you know. So you must do a screening, you know, to know that, because now we are also living longer, okay? And my oldest cancer patient, ovarian cancer patient, is 90 years old, 90, okay? She went through a major surgery, she completed chemotherapy, and she walked out well. So we are living in a population where we're living longer now. That means till the end, you have the risk of getting cancer. So healthy lifestyle plays a role, and make sure do screening.
Sure. Okay, thank you. Okay, we'll move on again. How long does the protection from the HPV vaccine last?
As I said, lifelong. Okay. There's no point if you're unhealthy and you keep jabbing vaccination. Okay. The vaccine is to boost your immune system. Okay. If you have very bad healthy lifestyle, I mean, you don't have a healthy lifestyle, very bad lifestyle, you know, you smoke, you alcohol, you don't exercise at all, you take all the sugary processed food, whatever vaccine amount you take also is not going to help you. Okay. So this vaccination is only to boost your immune system, and once is enough, okay, for lifetime. But I always emphasize lifestyle is important. It starts from young. You know, we have to teach our kids young as well. I think because of the diet and the lifestyle and the environment from young itself, it's causing a lot of medical problems nowadays.
Okay, thank you. Okay, next. If menstrual volume is getting lesser and lesser, finish within 2 days, is this a symptom to any cancer?
No, lesser is normal. Most probably as you get older, you know, when you're 30s, then going into 40s or late 40s, your period may get lesser and lesser. Okay. Or some even just have 2 to 3 days of period. That is absolutely normal. Okay. But as you go into perimenopause phase or going into menopause soon, usually your period will become lesser, and maybe you'll skip few months and it'll stop. You know, yeah. Lesser it's fine. But
Next.
you don't get period at all, that is abnormal. Sorry.
That is abnormal.
Yes,
Okay.
you know, you're in a reproductive age and you don't get period for 3 months, 4 months, that is not normal. Maybe you have some PCOS or what.
Okay, sure. Okay, thank you, doctor. Next question. Is it means no baby delivery have higher chance on getting cancer?
It is just one of the known risk factor. Okay. Because why? When you get pregnant, you're resting the ovary, you're resting the hormone, your estrogen hormone goes down. So you have lesser exposure to this, lesser wear and tear to the ovaries, you know, things like that only. It is one of the risk factor. But if you ask me, in my experience, okay, it doesn't matter. Okay, I have seen with those who have kids and also those who don't have kids.
Okay. Okay. Sure. Okay. Next, any side effects to the vaccine for us ladies?
No, it's just the immediate effect for any vaccination. You may have soreness, you're feeling fever. That's it. There's no long-term effect.
Okay. 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 Next, is the HPV cancer caused by skin-to-skin contact genitalia only?
And what I'm saying is, even your male and female genitalia, that means, just skin to skin contact only without a penile penetration, you still can get HPV. But the HPV will be at the external genitalia only. So in the external genitalia, you can get vulva cancer, Yeah. So for that, we don't have screening method. Okay. So if there's any lumps or bumps in the external genitalia, you get checked. Okay. Only if you have a penile penetration inside your vagina, then only you start doing the HPV screening or cervical screening. Okay.
Okay. We'll move to next. Is Pap smear very invasive? Is there an alternative?
Okay. So HPV is we're taking the pap smear from the cervix. So in order to do a pap smear, the doctor will insert a speculum inside your vagina. It is not invasive. Invasive, we usually call it if you need to cut. That is what we call invasive procedure. Okay, this is just an examination. There's a vaginal examination where we'll put in an instrument inside the vagina. We'll open up, visualize your cervix, and we'll take the pap smear. Okay. Now, the alternative now, what we have in Clinic Kesihatan is a self-swab HPV test. Okay, I mean, you go to Clinic Kesihatan. I mean, the problem usually is only married women can go to Clinic Kesihatan. Okay, so the self-swab HPV, they will teach you how to do. So you yourself will insert the swab inside your vagina. There's a marking how much length you can go inside. You do yourself and take it out. Okay, so this is available in the all the Clinic Kesihatan only, not in any hospitals. Yeah, so this is because why? Because a lot of ladies don't come because one of it is they're shy. They don't want to see a doctor or a male doctor, to get their vagina checked. Many female are shy, especially the low socio-economic population. So that's why the government is now promoting this so that more women will come up and do the screening. So this is a method to cover the screening as much as we can for the Malaysia population.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, doctor. We'll move to next. For male, also take 3 doses of HPV vaccine.
Yes, more than 14 years old, yes, 3 doses, up to age 45 only.
Okay. Okay. Next. Hi, doctor. Can PCOS cause prolonged menstruation?
Actually, PCOS can cause irregular period, can cause heavy periods. So basically, PCOS most commonly is it will start with irregular period where don't get period for 2-3 months, 4 months, 6 months, and then suddenly you will have heavy bleeding. So yeah, it can be a symptom of PCOS.
Okay. Okay. Next, doctor, can you share your opinion on how cortisol, stress hormone imbalance, can impact estrogen level and cause insulin resistance, which can become contributing factors of gynae cancer?
Okay, it's not only gynae cancer. Okay, you see, it's also breast cancer and things like that. Okay, so you see, every month our estrogen progesterone grows through a lot of fluctuation every month in a menstrual cycle. Okay, so the graph can go haywire if your lifestyle is not healthy, your stress hormone is high. Okay, so your stress hormone is high, you don't sleep well. Okay, actually, female need more sleep than men. Okay, we need 7 to 8 hours of sleep, and we must have consistent sleep at the same timing every day, including weekend. Why? Certain hormones are high, certain hormones are low at certain times. Okay, That's why we suggest this follow your circadian rhythm for your sleep cycle. Okay, so if you don't follow this good sleep cycle, or your stress hormone is very high, our menstrual cycle is very sensitive. Okay, our female hormone stimulation starts from the brain. The brain releases the hormone, stimulate the ovary, for the ovary to release the hormone, and it goes back to the brain again. It's a cycle. It's a very complicated cycle. Okay, so any interruption to your body, like a stress hormone, not enough sleep, and all that can affect the hormone, can cause sharp or hyper fluctuation or sharp fluctuations of this estrogen, and can cause hormonal problem and irregular period and all that. Okay, so stress hormone will not directly cause you cancer, but of course it can be a part that can cause excessive estrogen stimulation. So excessive estrogen stimulation in the breast or in the uterus over the time for so many years, it can trigger cancer. Okay, insulin resistance alone is also not only stress hormone, is also insulin resistance can be just triggered because of your unhealthy lifestyle, obesity, stress, everything. Anything can cause, all these unhealthy things can cause insulin resistance. Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, thank you, doctor. We have the next question. Is it normal for to feel a bit of pain or discomfort in the private part on the first day of menstrual?
Cramps are normal. Okay, so you must remember, even if you have period cramps, you must be able to do your normal job or chores. Okay, if you are curling in the bed, you cannot get up like that, that is not normal. Okay, so if it's mild cramps are normal, but if you're suffering in pain, you cannot go to work, you need to take MC, you need to take a lot of painkillers, you have to curl in the bed, and that is not normal. Okay? So you may need to see your gynae, because you may have condition called endometriosis or something.
Okay, thank you, doctor. Okay, I think that will be all from the floor. Just last shout out to the floor. Any questions before we end this session? If there's any question. Okay. Okay. Okay, I think that will be all. So a very big thank you again to Dr. Anuradha for your amazing and insightful sharing tonight. We really appreciate you taking the time with us to explain everything so clear and passionately. It was such a valuable session, and we definitely learned a lot from tonight's session. So if anyone would like to follow up or needs any further advice, just feel free to make an appointment and visit Dr. Anuradha at Beacon Hospital. And thanks again, Dr. Anuradha, for being so generous with your time and knowledge tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, everyone. I think one of my patients, Ida, is here. Hi, Ida. Okay, thank you very much. Thanks for the opportunity given.
Doctor, just would like to thank you from the bottom of my heart for pushing me to make that decision. I was so much better, and I think without you encouraging me to just do it, I don't think I would survive. Thanks, doctor.
I'm glad I could help. Thanks, Ida. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Good night. Bye.
Thank you.
Good night, doctor.
Thank
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Thank you.
Okay. With that, I shall pass back the floor to TOE to proceed with our regular session. Yeah.
Thank you, Bobby. Thank you. All right. Now it's coming to our last part of the meeting, which is evaluation part. So for every speech that we have given in the meeting, usually we have evaluation from the evaluator so that we can keep improve ourselves. All right. So today we will have for the evaluator for our prepared speech speaker, Nisha. Hello? for yours.
Thank you very much. I've been like given octopusing, going here, going there, taking photos, spotlighting people. So I hope I had time to prepare the evaluation for Alicia. Thank you, Alicia, for giving the speech, which I really enjoyed. And then can you please also, anyone, spotlight the timer for me, please? And Lisa, you and me. Yes, you're right. We started with a small unit in every leadership, and it's quite common that one of you and me, one of us will be the leader and one will be the follower. I really enjoyed listening to your speech, and Lisa, and as usual, you are so charming. You brought all the positivity, the energy level was very high. And I think being a seasoned speaker, after listening to you for such quite a while, actually you have made such great improvement. You are so confident. And then the content of your speech was very valuable because you shared your experience as a leader as well in your company, within your company, and also inside our Venus Toastmasters. What I really like, as I mentioned before, is your positivity. Your energy level was very high. And also, you mentioned very important aspects in leaderships, like you matter, people around you matter. Also, you mentioned about move fast, move well together, and we will reach our objectives. It's you being perfectionist. And also, oh, excellent, build trust. I really love that. Excellent. And being a perfectionist, I understand that sometimes you made a bit of friction. Yes. And I think I have a few things that I would like to improve. Number one was your speech speed. If you make it a little bit slowly, yes, you will not stumble over some words that can cause the pronunciation, for example, if you can focus on that. And the other one was that you cover so many aspects that it was very difficult for me to get the takeaway. So probably I would suggest if you could make certain aspects like what kind of leadership that you prefer among other styles. You definitely had different styles, depend on the situation, and what the benefit or what was the big impact in your leadership style. Thank you, Alicia, and thank you for giving that really, really fantastic speech. UTOE.
Thank you, Rena, for your valuable evaluation to Anisha just now. We also can gain some ideas of how speech is going on. Okay, so next, we would like to invite our table topic evaluator, Crystal, to give the evaluation for our table topic speaker just now.
Thank you, Mei Hong. So for the table topic, hold on, give me a second, let me spot timer. All right. So I have to give credit to Xiao Chen for trying. I hope the next meeting you'll try again for table topic master. Okay, so let's go into Pei Ling. Thank you for taking the first one. I would say what's the most powerful lesson you got from your mom? Definitely, the first word I wasn't expecting is, can my mom complain too much? I was taken, I'm attracted to say, powerful lessons? How is this powerful lesson? My mom complained too much. But across this, I would say the take back story, and I would say your strength is stop complaining and start appreciating. I think that was the take back story I could get from your 1 minute Toastmasters. Another one I would suggest to improve is, because I know you are a very seasoned Toastmaster and also one of the champion, I would hope to see a bit more body gesture, your hand gesture, to use rather than just speaking it out in that context. Next, Ida. Ida, thank you for starting your story with a very vulnerable story that Dr. Ida was your doctor and you captivated us saying that, you can't be a mom. However, you twist it around and say, if I could be a mom, I would want to be our, like any Asian tiger mom. Whoa. You don't look like a tiger mom at all. Why? Because the minute the camera was spot on you, you started with a smile. So a smile can brighten any day. So kudos to you in very smiley face. However, I realized that you were holding your phone. So you were holding this, and you could clearly see that while you're holding your phone, your gestures were limited. So if you could actually put down the phone, I believe you'll be a fantastic Toastmasters. So next we have Eva. Eva, exciting experience as a mother, I would assume, and waiting to meet your daughter during our next trip. So we have our tiger mom earlier. Now we have our lion mom. Lion mom, I say, your story is very captivating. The minute you speak, all ears are on you. You have a very pleasant voice. So grow on it, use that as an advantage to you. One thing you could improve is actually your vocal variety, be it up, not up and down, but also your body gestures. And last but not least, June, super seasoned Toastmasters, and I believe you've done impromptu speech 1,000 times. Let's say. So my take back from you, wonderfully with the 3 Ps of being a mom, a super strength, having the patience, taking a pause, and also to be present. I believe you practice this not only with as a mom, as a friend, as a fellow Toastmasters leader, you do this all the time. So I think it exemplifies your strength not only through mothership, but also through your leadership. One thing, June, as a Toastmasters, what I could see is your storytelling were very awesome. Your intonation were good. However, it could be if you could go back a little bit, as we can see a full body in that context. All right, over back to you.
Thank you, Crystal, for the evaluation just now. Okay, now this is the time for our technical report session by our technical role player. So tonight we only will have 2 technical role player, our counter and timer. Usually we will have 3 grammarian, but because of our time constraints, so we will only have 2 technical role player. So now I would like to welcome our R counter to give a report for you, to provide the R counter report.
All right. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see.
Okay. So based on the speech just now, I could catch a number of filler words as the champion tonight. Champion filler words tonight. So most of the Toastmaster have around 4 to 16 filler words. That's all for my report.
Thank you, Huyin, for the R counter report. Next, I would like to invite our timer, Eva, to give the timer report.
Hi, everyone. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see.
Okay, for table
You zoom a
topic,
little bit. Zoom a little bit more.
zoom a little bit more. Okay, sure.
Yeah. Okay, that's
Looks
better.
better
Thank
now?
you. Yes.
Okay. So for table topic, we have 4 persons. Go Pei 2 minutes, 11 seconds. Basically, Ida, June, all are on time. Yeah, it's less than 3 minutes actually. I'm not sure about mine. Okay, for Alicia, she did 6 minutes, 30 seconds. She's on time. And we have Regno doing the evaluations and Crystal Chin also doing the evaluation because they are doing 2 different kind of evaluations. So they have a different timing for them. 3 minutes, 6 seconds within the time and 4 minutes, 9 seconds is within the time. So that's all from me. Go back to you, Pei Hong.
Thank you, Eva. So, I want to ask right now, is it we ready for the voting?
They're ready because Eva is not in the time frame, Eva. So I have to remove yours. And then,
Okay.
so I will do the
Right now,
poll.
I'm over time as well. Should be 3
Uh,
minutes, 30 seconds same.
But you are not in the table topic. So we are just doing the poll
She
for
is
the table
doing the
topic.
table topic.
Also,
So you
Oh.
default the best evaluator. Yay!
the best
Congratulations.
evaluator just between you and me. So I will be the best. Okay. Well, ladies, shall we do polls now for the table topic speak? So hold on. Let me send the poll. Okay, 1, 2, 3 of the poll. Thank you. Oh, let me see. Let me see. Hold on a second. Okay, I'm going to close now. 3, 2, 1, close. Thank you.
All right, thank
Yeah,
you,
let me
Reno, for the
prepare.
poll.
I will prepare the certificate now.
Okay. So for now, I will pass the next session to our President Yuan for the award and recognition.
So fast got award and recognition. Okay. I thought we just got the voting. SAA, would you be able to pull the result? So
Shall we
how's the
have some
session?
airtime first for our guests?
Yeah, some airtime. How's the session just now?
Yeah.
How do you guys feel? Do you find it
I
insightful?
For me, I find it very insightful, especially when you're asked a lot of questions and when she's talked about how cancer develop, it's a very good awareness thing, actually, really, it's a very good. For me, I get a lot of little idea from here and then that I didn't know.
Yeah. How about the rest? Lindsay, Jenny, Alia, Mena, did you learn something tonight? Wendy.
Hi, thank you so much for inviting me, Samena here. And yeah, I related a lot because I work in a pathology lab. So day in, day out, I actually see like the organs being removed and all that. So, I see like breast samples, I see like a lot of specimens. So attending this talk, I think it reflected on all the specimens as well, the specimens that I see day in, day out. And it's very informative as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Most importantly is to get the awareness out lah, because not many people know about this, right? Wendy, you want to say anything? Wendy asked quite a lot of questions.
I was like, I have questions So I'm quite glad that you have the session and I learned something new also. I didn't know that's how people get HPV. So okay, today I learned something new.
Yeah. Could I just share a little bit about that HPV? I found out about this virus some years ago when my son was only 14 years old. And I decided when he was 15, it was the right time for him to receive the vaccine, which he did. So it was two vaccines in between 2 months. Yeah. And he was very proud. He said, "Oh, I will save my wife from having a cervical cancer," like that. Yeah. And also, which it was quite pricey, but I think it's really worth it. And also about the medical checkup, I did ask about, it was me asking the questions. However, I also doing in my 60 years old of the age, I do regular medical checkup since about maybe 15 years ago. And then along the way, I found quite a few things that found out early. It's like, for example, the mammogram. I found a bit of tumor here, tumor there, and then do the biopsy, and then also doing my smear, found something, and then it was really, really early detection. So I really, really suggest that or advise that you do your medical checkup once you are maybe reach 40 years old. And it's really, really make peace in mind, yeah, for myself. And I hope it will do to you.
I also share. Yeah, I think I'm one of the cancer survival. Okay. So how do I diagnose? I got a breast cancer, right? So at my age of 40, I received a free voucher from Perkeso, right? So will give you. So please don't throw this thing, or you must go and check out. All right. So this is free. So that is my very first mammogram, and the result was not good. That's where I took action immediately. So my key learning, and always if I had any chance to speak up on cancer awareness, I would say that mammogram at your 40s, and right after that, you need to know your family history, right? Whether of any family member has any cancer, that it's also a sign for you to be aware, and you need to even have more regular checks on yourself. So like for me, I've gone through 6 cycles of chemo, and I went through I think 20 cycles of the radiotherapy, even though I'm at the stage 1. Right, I follow whatever the doctor asked me to do. So my lucky is I would say that 2 things. You need to have time for yourself, right? Because when you diagnosed with all this illness, you need to free up everything. That's the most important thing, is yourself. There's the time. Second one is you need to have money, financial. If you have ability, go and buy some insurance, especially for female protection, right? We have so many parts to take care, so you need to have protection. Thirdly is the loved one, your support group, be it your family. And like for myself, I diagnosed cancer during that period of treatment. So I know a group of cancer survival. It's called National Cancer Survival. So I'm part of them. So I feel that they understand me, right? So that is very important. So what I want to tell everyone here is the protection of yourself. Go and do your checkup, and also go and do your regular medical checkup, right? So that's my call out to everyone. All right, I shall pass it to our president. You want to take over?
It's ready.
All right. We can still share more later.
Announce the winner of our pick.
Yes, let's
That's
announce it.
nonetheless. Let me share this. Hold on a second.
For impromptu speaker.
Impromptu speaker.
Hey, we see the
Hey, would
answer.
be June. Can
Alright.
anyone take a picture, please?
Okay, I will take a picture, but I'm not able to see myself, so never mind.
Let
Take
me
it later.
let me see if I can pin you and June together.
Yeah.
Okay. and June. Okay. Is that right? You see that?
Okay, it's all right. 1, 2, 3. Smile. Congratulations, June, for sharing us your
Thank
story.
you for your vote. Thanks.
Any other appreciation? No more, right?
No more.
Okay. Yep. Thank you so much. I think now is the airtime. Officially passed to VPM to facilitate the session.
Hello, everyone. Yeah, I would like to ask our guests to share not only for the just now the session is how about our meeting. Hi, Mincy, are you there?
Hi.
Mincy is our ex-members.
Mm.
Is that Mincy?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh,
Charter
okay.
member. Charter
Yeah.
member.
The member.
Yes.
Are you still in Singapore?
Yes, still.
Hey. So
Mm.
how do you feel like welcoming home?
Yeah, so excited. Long time no hear all your story.
Okay, welcome.
Mm.
Any thoughts that you would like to share?
Okay, maybe to share, today is the first time I know men also need to take the HPV vaccine. I never know. I thought only girls. So it's a very good sharing today. Thank you. Thank you for the invitation.
Okay, stay tuned now. We will have a series about health talk. So next month and July we will still have a different health talk for women only.
Oh, so nice.
So I'll share with you yeah. Thank you, Mincy.
Thank you.
And how about Denise? Is Denise still there? I think
Yes, sir.
Denise left.
Mina?
Mina, how about Mina? Mina, would you like to share that of course that
yes.
you already shared the talk, but what is the talk about our meeting? What is your second highlight of the night?
All right, so thank you so much. This is actually my second time attending your club's meeting. And as usual, I find your meeting to be insightful. The topics that you guys talk about insightful, and the way you all uplift and encourage each other is very inspiring. So keep going, and I hope to attend more meetings, your club's meeting. Thank you.
Okay, welcome. I'll send you invite. Thank you, Mina. And I think Patricia have no mic, so it's okay, Patricia, no worries. Any other like Toastmaster would like to share your give us the feedback how we conduct this host this workshop, or would you like to share your Toast?
May I invite our DTM Cherry Tang, who is also our district finance manager, to say something?
Hi, Cherry. See you.
Hello,
See you
hi.
again.
Yeah, see you again, Alicia. Thanks, June. I'm not yet DTM. I'm only DFM.
Okay, DFM.
DFM actually stands for District Finance Manager. I think I met some of you in the last 2 weeks, the annual conference in Penang.
Yeah.
Nice to meet up all of you again online. And I quite enjoy this meeting because it's very knowledgeable to me And even though, yes, I did the checkup, but certain things that I'm not that familiar because of the medical term. But this is very good. If you're in case you have next meeting, talk about this help knowledge, kindly invite me also. I would like to join. I think I already told June or Michelle, I would like to join up your trip on the 19th of July to Gopeng. If you all have any info, kindly send to me because I already blocked my calendar. So I would like to join your trip too and know more about your club, the winners, because I think 2 to 3 years before I've been to your club, that means online club, as a general evaluator. So hope to see you soon. And we learn from each other. We learn, we grow together. Thank you. Back to you, Alicia Lim.
Thank you, Sherry. Wow, very encouraging sharing from you. Okay, I will let Michelle, because she's the OC, will contact you about our trip. Thank you so much. Is there anyone who would like to share? Janet or Alia, would you like to share about any thoughts or your club info?
Hi, thank you, Alicia. Good evening, everyone. I know I've been a bit quiet this evening, but I saw the poster on the Dr. Anuradha's talk, so I was very interested. That's why I joined tonight. I thought the meeting went very well. Even though you only have one project speech, Alicia, your sharing was very valuable to me. I learned a lot from there. And of course, the topic tonight is very interesting. About moms, about ourselves as mothers is always an interesting topic. I think we can go on all night long about that. But I had a good time and I'm glad I joined the meeting. Thank you.
Yeah, hi everyone. I'm Janet from Penang. Thank you for having me. I also interested in the topic that you have shared, inviting doctor to share about the gynae part. So this is also one of my interests. Well, you can send the invitation to our WhatsApp for our members to also join in. And I look forward to more of the sharing session. And in terms of the flow of the meeting, so far so good, and also very inspired after listening to the table topics and also Anisha's speech, and with the evaluation, all so good. Thank you.
Thank you, Janet. I think feel free to drop us a message if you have any thoughts. Yeah, and I will send you our invite for our next health talk. Okay, I should pass the floor back to President.
Okay, thank you, VPM and Lisha, for facilitating the airtime. I want to shout out our upcoming talk, okay, will be held on the 3rd of June. Please block your calendar because the topic is talking about menopause. So the topic is me, no pause. Okay, me dot no pause. Okay, why? Like my mother already menopause, the skin is very dry, always cannot walk, this and that. But menopause is not a showstopper to an interesting life, right? And to my biggest surprise, we should start taking care of our body, ready for the menopause as early as mid-30s. It's not like, wow, I'm 40 or near to 50, only like, oh, menopause is coming, then I start taking care. It's better to make it as early as possible. So the transition without the estrogen hormone and all this will be easier. So let us hear more from Dr. Lu Wei Yang from Subang Jaya Medical Center. Okay, Subang Jaya Medical Center on the 3rd of June, menopause. And I'm still looking for organizing chair that can help to coordinate with all these things, with the TOE, find the doctor's background, like Pepe, what she's doing today. Please. If you're interested, please let me know because we only left 1 month. And on the 15th of July, please again block your calendar. We have Dr. Sharifa from Picasso Hospital talking about endometriosis. endometriosis. Okay, I don't know what is endometriosis. Also, again, about our reproductive organs. So you see, having a uterus, we have so many problems. And then all this problem is just by having the organ itself. And we haven't talked about osteoporosis. We haven't talked about hormonal changes. We haven't talked about and so many problems you can just list down the risk: breast cancer, cervical cancer, all these things, right? Yeah, we are very prone to many kind of disease. So I hope we appreciate our body more, and then tell your husband, tell your partners, right? Cherish us more. Appreciate us more, right?
Give more presents. Give more gifts.
Yes, give us money. Give more money. Realistic a bit. Now I understand why we should get more money from the men. We have to be ashamed. All right. So I will post the details in the chat box. So I highly encourage you all to attend as well if you benefit from today's session, because not easy to invite a doctor and come and talk about this. I think they want to do this because they want to spread more awareness little by little. So yes, hope everyone enjoy your time tonight. Before we adjourn, any last say?
May I?
Yes.
First and foremost, I wish I joined this meeting before things happened to me. But just to share my experience, I've asked about, the stress hormone. The question was from me. The reason why, because women today, our life is so stressful. We need to manage our household, we need to manage our career, and it is important to understand, like what Dr. Anuradha mentioned, everything relates to one another, how we lead our life, whether we take care of our other parts of not just the reproductive system, but other aspect of our life. Because for me, imagine bleeding heavily non-stop for 1 year. It was that long until the final admission before the operation. It was like 3 pint of blood transfusion, and the Dr. Anuradha said, like, you can't keep doing this. This is life or death situation. You need to do something. So ultimately, I did total hysterectomy. But I was preparing myself for the cancer shock. But when my tissue was sent for biopsy, apparently it was not cancer. So the main problem was work stress and cortisol level. Plus, when you work in corporate setting, you are not active, so overweight, then insulin resistant and things like that. So thank you again for this, for organizing this talk and for picking this topic especially. I think this is the third time I've joined Venus meeting, and I always I feel so inspired with all the topics that you have picked. So thank you so much for having thought about this, and it's very, very insightful. Thanks.
Thank you, Ida, for sharing your story. It was not easy to share when you have your the past that you carry through. And I think that is the strength that you have that I can see. I'm sure the ladies here are also see you as a role model and brave on facing all the challenges. Thank you for having you too. All right. So
Yeah, I already shared the details in the chat box. Okay, please block your time, 3rd June and 15th July. And I hope everyone benefited tonight. Please make your schedule to do mammogram, to do body screening. Okay, take good care of yourself. Sleep early. Okay, don't stress yourself so much. Take good care of your body. And without further ado, sleep early.
Okay, thank you so much. All
Thank
right.
you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Everyone, good night.
Good night.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank
Sleep
you.
early tonight.
Yes.
Okay.
Sweet
Okay, I will
dreams.
close now. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Bye-bye. Good night.